Morning, everybody. It's our first day in Mexico City. First thing we're gonna do is do a free walking tour. This way we can kind of get a feel of what to do in Mexico City and the history. It's a little chilly. It's about 60 degrees. I think it was about 50 when I woke up this morning. So if you come here, make sure you bring a coat, bring a pair of pants, maybe some long socks. And it was raining last night, so definitely bring a raincoat. So we're gonna walk to the metro station. I guess it's a cheap and efficient way to get around here.
The metro station costs 5 pesos per ride, which is very cheap. And you can either just buy each ticket if you want, or you can get a little card and then you can put money on it. So you don't ever have to get a ticket again, and you just push the card up against the machine.
And it's not that Ubers aren't cheap, they are cheap. It's just Mexico City is a ginormous city with around 20 million people, and the traffic is horrendous. Just something to keep in mind. So we're gonna experience the metro for the first time.
Crossing this busy street is not the easiest of things to do. You can use this same metro card for multiple different people.
Perfect. We did it. So you get yourself a metro card. It cost 15 pesos, and then I just loaded 100 pesos onto it, and each ride costs 5 pesos. So now we get a ride. Well, let's get like 10 times, and all we have to do is just scan it, just like that.
Sweet.
Easy peasy. Now we just have to figure out where the to go.
The metro is usually pretty cramped. This makes getting on and off very difficult. You have to be aggressive but polite and push your way through.
When you're taking the metro system in Mexico City, it doesn't tell you what your stops are, and I counted incorrectly, and that's why we're now having to wait for the next train because we get off on the wrong stop.
We've been here 2 minutes, so the next one's coming.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're at the right one. Less than 10 minutes in the metro system, and we're in a part of Mexico City that looks totally different than where we're staying at.
That was pretty awesome. I was skeptical at first, just to be honest, because I've never been on one, and it's a huge city, and I'm just a small Montana boy, but that was so convenient and inexpensive. I do recommend it, especially to avoid traffic. And you can already tell people are gearing up for the Day of Dead, Dia de Muertos. I can't pronounce, I'm sorry, I'm butchering your holiday. I'm trying the best I can here, okay?
Today we're going with Walking Guru tours. We've done, I think, 3 or 4 tours with them, and we really like them. It's free, and so you just tip your tour guide whatever you think is necessary. Usually they're students or just people who really care about their city, so they have vast knowledge and they love doing it. So we highly recommend Guru walking tours. We think they're great. I think they've got a great app, a great platform.
The cathedral was built in sections, starting in 1573 all the way until 1813. It has 150 windows.
Here we have the main plaza.
Plaza Zocalo.
And it is actually the main part in Mexico City that's going to combine the religious, economical, and political aspects of Mexico City and even all of Mexico. Where Mexico City sits, there used to be a lake called Lake Texcoco. And the Spaniards came in and drained the entire lake, built Mexico City over top of the lake.
And as we can assume, the bottom of a lake does not create a great foundation for buildings.
You can see how these 2 buildings, one's leaning left, one's leaning right. That is because Mexico City buildings are sinking 10 centimeters every year. This building here is the heaviest building in all of Mexico City, and it is sinking a lot. Not sure if you can tell, but that's how high up it is over there. And that's how low this building is, how much it's sinking.
Right in the center you can see this this area, the sacred precinct, which is where all the main temples or the pyramids were. And of course this was also the site where the palace of the emperor or the Tlatoani was, in this case the palace of Moctezuma.
Here we have the ruins of Temple Mayor. This was at the center of the city Tenochtitlan, which was in Lake Texcoco. This temple worshipped their war god and rain god.
These pyramids used to stand at 60 meters tall, which would be the height of that dome up there. And in Mexico City, there are still excavations being done all around the city. So the building here behind me used to be one of the most important buildings in all of Mexico. The Philippines and Spain used to always want to trade with each other, but they would have to sail underneath Africa. The Portuguese would not let them pass through. So to transport goods from the Philippines to Spain, then they would have to sail all the way across the Pacific, land in Mexico, and then bring all the goods to this building here. Totally landlocked, sort through all the goods, and then they would carry the goods across Mexico to the other side, to the port of Veracruz. Once there, then they would sail to Spain. This building was the main way for them to be able to trade goods with Asia and with Spain. So far, the tour has been awesome. Into the official post office of Mexico City. It's one of the prettiest buildings here, and it's for their post office.
And no, this beautiful building is not just for looks. It's an actual working post office. The Palacio Bellas de Artes is one of the most popular buildings in all of Mexico City. It has hundreds of art masterpieces and is home to one of the most beautiful theaters. The amount of people on Avenue Cinco de Mayo makes you feel like you're in Times Square.
The tour is over, and now we're trying to find ourselves a rooftop restaurant bar to have a drink and some food with a beautiful view. So the last place we went to, menu is not what we wanted. We didn't figure it out, but now I think we're at the perfect spot.
This is a creamy chicharron soup. Chicharron's like pork rinds, and it's really good with the bread. And as you can see, I already ate my chicken enchiladas. And these are like pulled pork stuffed flautas, which flautas are kind of like deep fried
Taquito.
but they're really good. And we ordered way too much food again, but no regrets.
So this beautiful restaurant actually used to be the richest person in Mexico's home. And then they converted it into a restaurant. If you ever get a chance, come to
Sanborns.
Sanborns. So all of that food and beautiful atmosphere came out to 625 pesos, which is like roughly 31 USD. Well, we made it back to the room. We had an amazing day of touring around, looking at all the old historical buildings, learning about some of Mexico City's history, and then we went to the train station. And let's just say things didn't totally go as planned.
So the train doors just closed on my arm. Pat didn't make it into the metro. He doesn't know where we're going, so I had to like count like the number of stops from the count, figure out which like spot to get off at. I don't know how mad he's gonna be at me right now because he said he didn't want to take any of the metro systems, and I was all for the metro systems. So I think his train's pulling up now. Hopefully he made it. We'll see if he's about to join me. Look who I found!
Not doing that again. Uber's only.
But all's well now. We made it back to the room. I wanted to take the metro to go to the Lucha Libre tonight, but Pat told me no. So now we're gonna take an Uber to the Lucha Libre tonight.